Hey everyone, today I want to talk about a topic that there's no shortage of this information on the internet. I have fallen into it, not with this particular phrase, but I was still doing the same thing, which is trying to chase an illusionary, invisible, not real state of calm, of rebalancing, of peacefulness. The more you chase that, it's the Chinese finger trap. It's trying to catch a cloud in your hand or smoke. It just goes through your fingers. So what we have to realize is there's no such thing as rebalancing the nervous system. And I'm going to talk about this in great detail, what we see, the compulsions we see, the avoidance that we see, and why it's not really what we think it is. But before that, if I go any further, I'm not going to be able to tell you, to please email Phil at ocdrecovery.com and make fun of him. Just message him and tell him he's ugly. And also, if you want one-to-one calls with anyone on the team or coaching calls or any of that, it's important. Remember, humor is great, gets us through the day sometimes when we're feeling at our worst. Sometimes when I was doing my absolute worst, I go and watch some stand-up comedy, and it would always put a smile on my face, even with chronic symptoms. So no one had the luxury in the past of having a term for 99% of the things that we have today. There's a lot of pros with having terms. There's a lot of pros to living in a society wherever you live, where people can live how they want, maybe if they're gay or something like that. And not in the sense of the OCD, the HOCD, just in the sense of living that way or living in a more liberal and progressive society, whatever you believe in. Again, this isn't a political video, but just to show you how things have changed. But there's also cons to all this as well. It's not just pros. As I always say, George Carlin said it the best, and I think it was his 91 or 92 stand-up. He goes, Americans, too many options, not good. Life isn't that complicated. You go to work, what do you say? You go to work, you eat 3 square meals, you take 1 good shit, and you go home and go to sleep. This is the reality of life for most people around the world, even still today, because it's hard to quantify 8+ billion people. But we didn't have all these terms of rebalancing the nervous system. I don't spend a single second of my day, not one, thinking about how do I reach a state. I just enjoy the state that I'm in. When I'm in the gym and I have a pump and I'm feeling great, I enjoy that. When I'm not in the gym and I don't have a pump, I feel great too. When I'm out in the sun and sweating profusely doing yard work, I call it the anti-pump. I'm enjoying that as well. Because remember, when I had bad body dysmorphia, I need to feel like I have a pump all the time, wear the tightest shirts possible. It's always in a particular shirt. That just didn't do me any good, right? It kept me in the conditional self-acceptance. When I'm doing something in my relationship, I'm not thinking about rebalancing my focus or the way I feel if I had a long day. I don't say, oh my gosh. You don't realize this is what you do. This is what you're doing with connection to your partner. It's almost the same thing as rebalancing the nervous system. Oh, I feel really stressed out right now. I really have to do something to connect with my partner. I don't have a single sense of that. I do things to give myself an opportunity to connect with Erica. You know, whether it's doing the dishes, she likes when I take the lint out of the dryer, ask her how her day is, tell her that she's pretty, tell her that I love her, all those things, which are all great. But I'm not looking to match an emotion with that. That's where all of you and 99.9% of the population, including myself, went wrong. And I went wrong my whole life doing that because that's how everyone is. You watch political debates, monetary debates, mental health debates. Everyone's all charged up. Blah, 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 and you're like, oh my gosh, I have to feel empowered. I don't spend a second thinking about empowerment. I don't give a shit if I never feel empowered about anything in my life ever again till the day I die. Bland, boring, blah. I still have goals I want to achieve, and I'm going to put myself in a position to achieve those goals. And when I feel a certain way during certain aspects of the journey, that's great. And that's why rebalancing the nervous system can't be quantifiable. It can't work. And I know what people are thinking. Well, we have these HRV, heart rate variability, or we have everything. I was the same way. I did this my entire life. You're talking to someone who had extremely bad body dysmorphia. I was the metric king. I watched and was a part of mass research review, everything with Lane Norton, everything with Eric Helms. Anyone that's in the exercise phys will know what I'm talking about. Renaissance periodization. I was with RP from the very beginning, of their journey. When there was no app, no Renaissance periodization app, none of their ebooks were out. And I still love watching these guys at times, but I had to stop looking for perfection in the way I felt. There is no such thing as having a very stressful day and then putting yourself in a situation to regain control of your body in a rebalancing way. Meditation, yoga, breathing exercises, dieting. You have any idea how complex the nervous system is? It's more complex than anything you think you know. It's more complex than the smartest person on this planet by a long shot. Think about if we could quantify the most intelligent person on earth, they are a sloth to the power of the nervous system in all sorts of different ways. Think about this. You can have a fear of IBS and it will present that you have IBS. Your gluten intolerance will come back, your dairy intolerance will come back, and then when you recover from OCD and go get that blood work done, all those markers are back to a stable state. What? Mind blown, no! I'm not saying you don't have IBS. I'm just saying from how powerful that stuff is. And that's something you have to work along with. Again, meditation is not inherently bad. Yoga is not inherently bad. Eating better is inherently bad. Supplements are inherently bad. But a lot of people have to be careful how they're using these things. Why do I not meditate ever? And I will never meditate ever again. Not because, if I'm going to do yoga, I'm going to do it because my flexibility is dog water, just pond scum. It's so bad. I have really good stability and I have really good joint mobility, but my flexibility in my muscles is horrendous, right? Horrendous. So, but I'm not doing that in the sense of I'm doing this to bring a sense of calm in my body. Whatever I'm feeling in the moment is how I need to feel. No other way. That's how my life pans out. Let me give you a great example. Okay, had a bunch of stuff to do this morning. I had to run across town. I had a new patient. Then I had to go to the car dealership to talk to one of the guys there. Then I was going to another patient's house, forgot I was an hour ahead of schedule. So I came home. Then I just kind of like broke my garage door and like it wouldn't shut. The beam was going, the chain was going, but the door wasn't shutting. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, oh crap, I gotta make a YouTube video. So I jump up here and I'm feeling a little bit flustered in the sense of like, oh, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. I saw this right here. It's crossed a lot of things off, but I still had a couple things I had to do. And I'm like, no, you just jump on. Imagine if I thought, no, it's not the right time because I don't feel balanced. That is the definition of analysis paralysis, and that is going to hold you back. If you live your life like that, you're going to be in really big trouble. And again, I have to say, because I already know what some of you are thinking. Some of you are thinking this. He's saying meditation is bad for you. I'm not saying meditation is fucking sweet. I just don't see a purpose in doing it because I am very, very focused by putting myself in situations that I think I love. It's not about knowing your true self. That's the newest video on I saw it on a big podcast. It popped up my YouTube feed. It said something along the lines of, hold on, let's read the lines of it. This is all relating to all the stuff. It's all about looking, whether it's rebalancing your nervous system, whether it's looking for something you can't capture. It is an illusion. Remember in the Goblet of Fire, Harry Potter, where he's like in the maze and then he sees the Goblet of Fire and him and, Cedric are like, and then it just closes and then they're running and they get ripped down by the vines. That's like the best analogy for OCD. So this is the title of where'd it go? I just saw it earlier. Okay.
You talk about...
No, don't want to watch that. Where'd it go? No! Here it goes. Okay.
What do...
The title of this is called Stop Feeling Lost and Find Your True Purpose. There is no such thing as a true purpose. You can't quantify that. What I love now, if you told me I had to be a masonry, I was talking about this with Erica on the grass last night. She's like, can we go home? I was like sitting in the grass in this field and we were just talking about this stuff and it was like 8 o'clock at night. And I said, let's say I wanted to become a masonry, I could focus all my effort on being a mason and working on that without needing it to be I don't spend a second. This purpose stuff is so bad. There is no such thing as a true purpose. There's no such thing as, and I'm looking at all the titles of all these videos and just everything is about like feeling a certain way, the ultimate wealth building strategy, the psychology of human mortality and all this stuff. And there's some really great stuff in all of this. There's amazing, 99% of the people here I still listen to. It's just the way that we go about looking for a certain feeling in anything that we do, whether it's meditation or yoga or rebalancing or any of that. If you want to do yoga, that's great. Let me close this. If you want to do yoga, that's great. If you want to do something else, that's amazing too. If you want to eat better, that's great. If you want to go vegan, sure. Do whatever you want to do in your life. It's not special in the sense. It's just putting you in a situation to potentially make you feel a little bit better, maybe a little bit healthier, maybe a little bit more focused. It has nothing to do with rebalancing in the sense of like getting yourself out of a stressful state. Whenever you're feeling stressed, the goal is to never get away from the stress. The goal, in my opinion, I think a healthier perspective is to how do I handle that stress better? That is it. Whilst doing what I'm doing and accepting I could be distracted. Thank you again, Phil at OCDrecovery.com. Let me know what you think. This is just a really tough topic to talk about because, and I do things like this to put myself in a better mindset, right? I've been doing this 52-week stoic exercise workbook. I'm on week 14 right now. And this week is about, I can't remember what this week is on because I just did it. It's about something, you ask yourself these 5 questions. And I do this stuff and it helps me focus in certain ways, but I'm not looking at it in a rebalancing sense. Like I could do this entire book and it not make me feel anything. 99% of the times I do it at night and I don't want to do it. And I sit down and I'm like, why did I buy this 52-week book again? No, you bought it, just do it anyway. But I'm never thinking about catching anything. I need to catch this feeling or catch that emotion. If I feel great, I feel great. If I feel like dog shit, I feel like dog shit. If I feel stressed, I feel stressed. If I feel happy, I feel happy. Feel sad, I feel sad. And that's the way it is. And that, I think, is probably the best way to go about dealing with emotions and not needing to rebalance anything. Thank you again, Phil at OCDrecovery.com. Hope to hear from you soon. Enjoy the rest of your day.